Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about how that Trump-Musk math problem got a new variable. About a week ago, we talked about the $2 trillion in spending cuts promised by Trump and company, and the math problem that goes along with it. We went through the numbers and showed very quickly that it wasn't going to happen. You can't get $2 trillion in cuts out of $1.7 in discretionary spending. And the mandatory spending is stuff like Social Security, Medicare, and military retirements. A lot of people left comments and messages saying that they could get it from DOD's budget. DOD's budget is part of the $1.7 in discretionary spending. The money isn't there to get the cuts people believe will be made. When we were talking about it, I said that my guess was that it would turn into $2 trillion in cuts over 10 years. Well, according to reporting from the AP, that's pretty close. They're reporting a handshake deal among Republicans to cut $2.5 trillion over 10 years. The massively deep cuts Republican rank and file were hoping for aren't going to happen. At least not according to the reported deal that was worked out. $2.5 trillion over 10 years isn't going to accomplish what people were promised. The evidence of this is in the other part of the deal. Fiscal hawks get the $2.5 trillion over 10 years, and they'll raise the debt limit in exchange. If the cuts over a decade were going to matter, they wouldn't need the debt ceiling raised. What's more noteworthy is that 10-year plans aren't realistic given the current political situation. Trump and company are the driving force behind this. A new president coming in can make 10-year plans because they're counting on 8 years in office, with the last 2 years of the plan kind of on autopilot. Trump doesn't have that. At most, they should have been looking at 5 years out. But maybe they're just confident of a Vance victory in 2028. There's not a law that Congress can create that is so heavy Congress can't lift. They can make their plans and future cuts in theory, and then if something happens, let's hypothetically say that a market correction causes a recession. They can increase their spending and forget all about their promises to you. It's also worth remembering inflation. When you factor that in, the cuts are even less impressive. $2 million today with moderate inflation of 3% would need to be almost $2,700,000 in 10 years to have the same buying power, which means $2 trillion should really be $2.7 trillion in cuts over 10 years. The key takeaway from this is that just like grocery prices, inflation, tariffs, and so on, the promises were smoke and mirrors. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.